Kimura, who left the Air Self-Defense Force, faced the rough waves of society, gained experience in the fisheries industry, and finally established his own independent company, expanding the business. Tuna King, a journey of Sushizanmai. Kimura, who quit the door-to-door sales company of encyclopedias, started looking for a job at the unemployment office. Job information from several companies was handed to him. Within it was Shinyo Shoji, the subsidiary of Taiyo Gyogyo, which would change Kimura's fate. He had no knowledge of the fisheries industry, but during his impoverished childhood, his mother brought home 2 pieces of tuna,
これマグロって言うんだよ。
bringing back memories of sharing it with 4 family members. For Kimura, the fish on the table was a symbol of happiness for the family.
おいしい。おいしい。
Delivering happiness to people is a good job.
おいしいね。これがマグロか。
Kimura will have no doubt and asked to be introduced to the company without hesitation. If it weren't for this meeting, Kimura, who would later be called the Tuna King, would not exist. Kimura, at the age of 21, started part-time work in this company, marking the beginning of a long relationship with the seafood industry that has lasted for over 50 years. For Kimura, the seafood industry at that time was full of mysterious things. For example,
このタコって何がダメなんですか？足が8本ないから値段が羽なんだよ。
So Kimura slices the octopus.
これこうやって売ればいいんじゃないですか？あ、なるほど。
He came up with an idea to promote and sell to a sushi restaurant. Also, the squid was popular as Chinese ingredients, but its ears were being discarded. Kimura thought of mincing them to be ground into fish paste. And then, the idea came to mind to pack it into small portions for sale to processing companies at a low price. Furthermore, the innovative idea of buying up the surplus of pollock that was causing trouble, processing them into fried white fish, and selling them at a low price was also adopted.
いいアイデアありがとう。
Kimura's ideas all increased sales and made a big contribution.
その場でひらめき。後からあれこれのまんななってあるんですけども、大概はパーですね。パッといる。
じゃあ何かあったら周りは木村さんに聞いてきませんか？これどうしたらいいとか。
ありますあります。そういうのはいろいろあります。いろんなこんな商品来たんだけどこれどうやってとか、今流行りの銀だらなんかもそうです。
Joining the Air Self-Defense Force at the age of 15 has also had a significant impact on Kimura's way of life. If you're going to fall, fall forward. This teaching was greatly demonstrated in the world of business. And then, he formally joined the related company, Shinyo Shoji of Taiyo Gyogyo. He believed time was too precious and continued to work with just about an hour and a half of sleep a day. He woke up at 12:45 a.m. in the morning. Coming from Nakano, where he lived, to Toyomi and Tsukishima warehouses. He loaded frozen food and blocks of whale meat onto a 2-ton truck. And transported that cargo to Kimitsu Chiba. And by 4 a.m., he returned to Tsukiji and loaded the fish, then delivered it to Hachioji. After returning to the company in Nakano at 8 a.m., he engaged in morning meetings, administrative work, and then loaded contracted fish and frozen food back into the warehouse and made up deliveries to places like Urawa and Tsuchiura, also handling sales. He always returned to the company around 8 o'clock every night, and there was still work left to do. Work typically finishes around 10 o'clock at night. Moreover,
おい木村、
はい。
これからジャズ島行くんだけど一緒にどうだ？
あ、場所は？
駅前のマチャ。
わかりました。すぐ追いつきます。
but the next day, Kimura woke up at 12:45 a.m. and went to the warehouses in Toyomi and Tsukishima.
やりがいはありました？
ありましたね。冷凍食品は売るんですよ。だけどもうまいところは水産会社だから、さっきの銀だらとかマグロとかタコとかいろんなのあるだろう、そういうの持ってこいって言われて。
ありがとうございます。はい、失礼いたします。
However, after about 3 years,
おい、木村。
はい。
ちょっと。
はい。
お前会社に報告しないでいろいろ動いてることがあるよな。
Kimura's boss believed that Kimura's vitality could be better utilized elsewhere. He therefore encouraged Kimura to go independent. Although it was a company that Kimura was indebted to for giving him many experiences, he decided to go independent. Kimura then founded Kimura Shoten in 1979 at the age of 27. However, even though it was called a startup, it was just a small operation with only a desk with a telephone borrowed from an acquaintance's company. There was no capital in the company, so Kimura requested end-of-month payments from customers.
ありがとうございます。
And asked for payments at the beginning of the following month from suppliers.
すみません、お待たせしました。木村商店です。どうも。じゃあこんな感じで。
Kimura circulated the money during the few days he had cash on hand, keeping busy and moving goods. Despite facing difficulties, the revenue of the business that started with handling seafood gradually increased. With the funds earned in this way, he opened a bento shop after 6 months. The specialty of the shop was warm bento. Which is now common, as at that time bento was commonly cold. Due to this, Kimura's shop received great reviews, and the bento shop business began to flourish. This was the eve of the bubble economy era, when Kimura expanded his business beyond the food industry. He also ventured into the karaoke business by converting cargo containers into small party bars, which became a huge success with over 300 rooms in contracts. Furthermore, he started a rental video shop. Just as home VCRs were beginning to become popular, the stores quickly expanded to 15 outlets. The experience from his time in the Air Self-Defense Force was useful for managing the video lending system. Back when Kimura was in the Air Self-Defense Force, he was in a department responsible for conducting air defense control. And from his experience working in the private sector in that department, he created a program to manage personnel and supplies. In about 2 months, he created a lending management system. Today's story ends around here. In episode 5, the story continues with the expansion of the business overseas, the bursting of the bubble, and the betrayal by the banks, revealing the secret story of the Tuna King, Kiyoshi Kimura. Stay tuned for the next episode.